Hey guys, I want to do a quick review of this diamond cup wheel for grinding. I bought it for grinding some concrete, which I'll be showing you shortly. It's from Kseibi. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Kseibi maybe? Anyway, check them out, kseibi.com. See the address down at the bottom there. They sell a whole bunch of power tools and stuff. They've been, looks like, in business since about 2004. So I've tried a few of these wheels so far, and I'm about to try this one. So let's open it up, check the dimensions of it, and see what we've got here. So there's the wheel itself. You can see that it comes with, I'll get it in focus there for you maybe. Come on, camera, there you go. It's got pretty gold color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 holes around it. That'll be for ventilation and cooling, I would presume, or maybe to let some water in. I like to use these things wet. It certainly preserves the diamond portion of the grinder a lot longer than if you do it dry, I find. There's a bushing that has come with it here, so we'll measure that, and we'll measure the size of the wheel, give you a few dimensions. And then I've got a little project going on that I'll take you over to next, and we'll have a look at that and see how it works. So, grab the calipers here, and if they can come into focus. My camera focus is quite slow. There we go. So I'll do everything in millimeters for you. So the outside dimension of this looks to be 22 millimeters. The inside of the ring looks to be, well, 19.87, so maybe that's supposed to be 20, I'm not sure. As far as thickness, if you're concerned about that, we're looking at 1.14 millimeters for thickness. The unit itself, generally what matters most on these is your inside measurement here. So you see we've got 22.25 millimeters there. The thickness of the wheel is also interesting. I like to measure that in the beginning and then measure it portions along the way to see where we ended up. So there we are at 8.16 millimeters, and I'll measure a few different spots to see if we have any congruency along the way. It would be a little bit difficult because it's tapered, I think, slightly, but 8.0, well, 8.10, 8.12, so we're not too bad there, it looks like. 8.20, so there is a bit of fluctuation. When I look, well, let's look at the overall diameter too before we put away the calipers. Get that out there. It's supposed to be 115 is what it stated on the package. So we'll find the widest point, and it looks to be, difficult thing to do, but it looks like we're 114.33, so there, you know, that's pretty darn close, I'd say. So there you go for measurements. The quality of it looks to be pretty decent. It's fairly heavy, likely made of some sort of aluminum alloy. Max RPM, it says 12,200 RPM. And product number 644050, which is also mimicked on the packaging. So that's about it. It's nice and shiny now, but we'll see how it looks when we start grinding. So I've just finished installing the second blade. I used up the first one. That's about 4 hours of use. 4 hours of pretty solid grinding. So it's really lasted well. There's still a lot of blade left on there, a lot of grinding left to do, I think, but I've lost the advantage of those grooves on there, so it's probably not as fast as it used to be. I went and bought a second one because I like this one so much, so thought I'd show you how quickly it grinds. I wet grind. I just use a little hose beside the grinder. So this is with a 12 amp 5-inch grinder. It's got a lot of power. But you can see how quickly this diamond cup takes it down, and then I'll show you the smooth finish afterwards. So here we go. to go. We'll just hose it off, and you can see what a good job that does. It really gives it a nice finish. That's all. Then I'm going to take this down. It exposes the glass, exposes the aggregate, and quite a nice look. I'll pull the camera here and you can see it close up. So there you can see how that's really taken that down nicely. Does a fine job. So this will be buffed a little bit to get rid of some of these striations in the glass. You wouldn't see it in the aggregate, but certainly in the glass you can see where the lines are. So I'll buff that with a 120 grit diamond buffer, and these are ready to be installed. Thumbs up. I wanted to speak to the longevity of this Kseibi, however you say it, diamond cup 5-inch wheel. I've done, you can see these in the background, the pavers, they're 24-inch. I've done, looks like 8 of those, and this surface that we're on here, I've done probably 70% of it with this grinder, and we're just now getting down to where the grooves are gone. So it's down to basically a flat grinding wheel. It's still plugging away, still taking down the surface, but I'm going to take this off. I actually bought another one because I like it so much. I'm going to take it off and put on the new one because you have the advantage of the turbo grooves or whatever they're called. So anyway, that's about 4 hours of solid grinding that this thing endured, and it's still, I mean, it's still going strong, like I said. I don't know how far it'll go down. If you look, the cutting rim is still quite thick. You're just losing the advantage of having the slots. So there you go, 4 straight hours, 4+ hours probably, of grinding. One thing of note, I switched to a 15 amp grinder, way better. Or sorry, probably a 12 amp grinder. Yeah, 12 amp grinder. The 5 amp grinder eventually burnt out. It was just too much torque, I guess, and too much work. But yeah, this is a super turbo blade with the 15 amp or 12 amp grinder, and I'm really impressed.